Hello there, my YouTube family. How are you? I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper. I really want to appreciate all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much. You are making this just awesome. And I tell you, the emails that I'm getting are so astounding. And some of them, I know that you are in a struggle. And for the comments that you are making, thank you for hanging in here with my live tapings. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I value your time, and I love it when you email me about different topics. Please just keep sending those emails, and I'll keep teaching and bringing information to you. One thing I want to talk about, and it's so astounding, and many people don't understand the relationship that you're going through, and many of you saying, I'm being tortured by other people. I'm trying, but it's not working. And we want to talk about soul ties, but I call it soul chaining. It's when you are bonded to the narcissist and it doesn't feel like you can get away. It doesn't matter how much time elapsed. You got 10 years, 15, 20 years. You still in love with the narcissist. You still feel like you can't get away. You're just as loyal to them. And it's always another day that he's going to change, she's going to change. And there is no change. But you want to leave and you say, I can't leave. I don't know what it is. My children are grown, some of you say, and I'm still here. I'm still here with the narcissist. What is wrong with me? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about when you've been with someone for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years. Some of you even got a 50 years under your belt that you've been with the narcissist, and those individuals that been with the narcissist know that is quite traumatic to be with someone who is tormenting you and that is totally self-centered, self-engaging, and doesn't matter how much you serve them, how much you give to them, it's never enough. Soul ties is when two souls, tied together. And when you tie a knot into something, like if I tie this right here, what has happened with your soul is you have tied this knot with your soul, and you are knotted and tied together with that narcissist. This is your soul, and this is also the soul of the narcissist. And it doesn't matter wherever he goes, you goes with him. Even though your body is in a location, your soul is with the narcissist. This is called soul chaining. And what happened is brings your soul into a subjective place. And think about what the soul is. The soul is your mind, your will, your emotions. It's your subconscious, conscious, and unconscious realm. These souls are tied together. So you got 6 variable minimum that you tie with him. Your thoughts are tied with him. Your emotions are tied with him. Your will is tied with him. And in the midst of the will, you have your desires, you have your passion, you have your vision, you have inner sight inside of your soul. Your soul releases vision. It releases sight. And that's why when you make goals, your mind will see those goals for you, think those goals for you, feel the passion of those goals, feel the fire of those goals. All of that is tied into with the narcissist. This is why we always, no matter where we go, we have to always go back to the love bombing. The love bombing set the stage for everything. No matter what you go through with the narcissist, the love bombing set the stage. It is the training center for your mind, your will, and your emotion. And as much time as the narcissist feel, I spend training you what to think, training you how to feel. The narcissist is very gifted in words. And I'm going to do another video on the vocabulary of the narcissist. They're very astute with language. They're very astute. They master the interpretation through language from what you feel. And the narcissist could care less about what you think. They really into what you feel. Because the narcissists know if they can hook your feelings, they can tie this knot around your soul realm. And they tie that knot around your mind, which is your thoughts, your intelligence, the way you think. and then your emotions, your feel zone. And the feelings is intense. And then your will, that's the motivation, that's the movement part of you. It activates a system where you get up and do something. And so if they tie that all together, and then there are some narcissists that want to embed into your subconscious realm. They don't ever want to deal with the unconscious because they want you to remember everything. They want you to recall everything, even in your sleep. There are some narcissists that talk to you and you don't know because you're in a deep sleep, and they're talking to you what you think, what you feel. You'll feel this. You'll be so in love with me. You can't leave me. You will go after me. I am your God. I am your Father. I am everything you need. Your mind is on me 24 hours a day. This is stuff that you're sleeping and you think you're dreaming, and you're not dreaming. The narcissist is talking to you. And many of you said you have awakened, and the narcissist was over you saying stuff. And you asked him, what was he saying? He said, I wasn't saying nothing. You said, yeah, I heard you. I heard you talking to me. And they said, but I didn't. I wasn't talking to you. I was looking at you because I love you. I was looking at you because you're so beautiful. I've never seen anyone like you. And they go on, and then they'll make passionate love just so you can forget. That's gaslighting. And they'll get you to forget because what they're doing is soul training, which is soul chaining. And when they chain your soul, it's tying you, locking you in, and they tie the knot so tight with your mind and their mind. And because they are given to total pure selfishness, where they will leave, the discard is already in the program. There's no such thing as a narcissist won't discard you. All narcissists discard. They discard in the house. They discard out of the house. All narcissists, they have the same playbook with different personality. The twist is the type narcissist they are and the personality of that narcissist with the type narcissist they are. And so, and the narcissist love bomb you. And like I told you, there's platinum, there's gold, there's silver, there's wood, there's bronze. And the bronze, the wood, usually, they're not gonna put too much in you. They can leave you. They just needed fuel, and you are available, so boom, they got it. Now you get into the bronze, they spend a little more time with you. You get into the silver, they got a little more time with you. You get into the gold, they got a lot more time with you. Because a lot of times when they give the gold, they're looking for permanent supply, or they're looking for long-term supply. Platinum, they want to marry you. We want to marry you because your supply is so good, especially an empath or a super empath. If they are fortunate to get a super empath is trained in the realm of empathy. And not only are they highly sensitive, but they're highly caring, highly giving, and they're mature in this. So you get a different kind of fuel. That's premium fuel that doesn't come in every tank. When they dealing with a super empath, their fuel is different. It's like digging a diamond up out of the ground, and it's already polished. It's already fire. It's like gold. All the dross is already off when you're dealing with an empath. If a greater narcissist, because usually a greater narcissist is the only one that can handle an empath. A upper mid narcissist, well, the empath still has an advantage because an empath is a mature empath, a seasoned empath, a skilled empath. And they don't absorb all of these emotions. Not a super empath. They do not absorb. And people say they absorb. Not a super empath. They're too skilled like a greater narcissist. It's skill. And when you get a narcissist, and this narcissist is skilled, and they're love bombing you, and they are putting it on. I mean, you act like you dialing the number. Boom, babe, what do you want? I knew you were calling me. And they like, what do you need? They give you gifts. They give you money. They don't let you want for anything, and they love bomb you. And based on your level of intellect and your skill of not being fooled will depend on what the narcissists give you. If you're weak-minded, they're going to play you from the beginning. They just get in there long enough to lock it in. And it's like your stick shift. Once you get in there, you start putting that stick shift in whatever gear you want to. But if you can't drive, you're scraping it. And so what happens with the narcissist, if you're weak-minded, they don't mind scraping it. They don't mind stripping your gears. But when you are solid, and they know that it's going to take some time, and when the narcissist is thinking of you and valuing you, the masks take a minute to fall off. They're very careful with you, and then they take a long time with you. They gift you. They buy out your mind, because they sure can't buy out your will. They have to work your will in, but they're buying out your mind where you thinking of them, and then they catapult that to your emotion where you're feeling them. And when you start feeling them, they lay on the hinds. I mean, they go in. They are skilled. They tell you everything that you want to hear, that you never heard it like this. You never felt it like this. Nobody ever did it like this. And this is your love bombing. But the intent of that narcissist is to chain your soul and throw away the key. He imprison your mind, and as he with you, the space, you have a lot of space in the beginning with your mind. But as you spend time with that narcissist, the space starts to get smaller and smaller until you feel like you're losing your mind. Excuse me. It feels like your mind is going to pop. You're thinking and you're thinking and you're thinking about the narcissist. If you're a Christian, you love God and you went to church, but now the narcissist is your church. He's your preacher. He's your pastor. And eventually, if you let him, he will become your God. Or those of you in meditation and you believe in a higher power, well, he's your higher power. You're meditating. The narcissist will meet you everywhere you go, even witches. He meet the witch everywhere she is. And if she do spells, he does the spell, or he hires someone who's greater than her level after discovering her, because his whole goal is to bring her under subjection. And what happened is, you can tell when the narcissist lose. He won't spend time with you. So if the narcissist is spending time with you, there is a weakness. No matter what you do or what you say, there's a weakness. The narcissist cannot stay in a place of strength because they're too selfish. They got to have their own way. And when they can't have their own way, they're out of there, baby. They discard in 2 weeks. They discard the first week. They don't take the whole 3 months because they kind of feel themselves, and they are so afraid of a narcissistic injury until they fight for life to get out of there. There are some people they cannot overthrow them. Their mind is not wired like that. They pick up on you. There are some super empaths. The narcissists try to hit, that's a brick wall. Especially when they done had them and they're used to supernova and they know the cost of supernova. No real empath keep going supernova. It's just like draining. Your blood sugar dropped to 13. You're dead, baby. Your blood sugar dropped to 45. You're feeling it. And so the empath know to be careful of their release. And so when you get with the narcissist, they're careful in how you release. That's why they asking all these questions when they meet you. They act like they're really into you. No, they are doing their homework. They are building files because they know what size chains they'll put on your mind. They have to get you to subject your mind to them, to trust your brain, to trust your thoughts, to trust your soul with them. And your soul is not your brain. Your soul lives in another life. It goes way beyond this. They want that. They want your total loyalty. So they change your mind. And when they change your mind, you can tell you can't do without them. You feel like you can't make it. There are some people who hyperventilate. There are some people who actually lost their mind because they couldn't have the narcissist and they wanted the narcissist and they couldn't live without the narcissist. They saw the narcissist everywhere. And then the narcissist, if they know that you are really broken, really shattered, and they tied that knot in your mind, they will intentionally bring another female Some of them would even cross over and bring a man to make you feel less than a woman. And he's with a man. What are you going to do? Or he's with another woman. What are you going to do? Because they're going to deny everything. If you walk up to them, this is Susan, my friend, and she's looking at them. And he already done told Susan she's obsessive with me. And I try to get away, but she has a mental issue. I don't want to hurt her because she's suicide. You walk up and you say, what are you doing with her? What the new supply thinking you got a mental breakdown. So she already prepared. He's already covered his ground. And this is why I was telling you, when you're with a narcissist, spend time with your mind. Spend time building your mind. Build. How do you do? Feed your mind. A fed mind cannot starve to death. And they're looking for starving souls. That's why they keep you away from things that will feed you. And when they allow it at first, it's just a trick because they are watching you in your habits. They're watching you in what you do. And then they move in. And the person that can't move in, the narcissist is gone. If a narc is with you and stay with you, they've seen some weaknesses. Whether you know it or not. You say, well, yeah, I'm strong. You're not going to stay strong long if he's there because there's something he's seen. They see something in us that would keep them coming. Because a narcissist will not be wounded on purpose. It's like being shot with a gun and your nerves is left wide open and you're split wide open and the wind come and blow on your nerves. The narcissist refused to be captured, and he's captured by a narcissistic wound. That wound captured their mind. It captured the essence of who they are. They feel like they failed. They feel like they defeated with their mission. Some narcissists even become suicidal when they get a narcissistic wound. It goes so deep because they're so entitled. How dare you? You should be privileged to have me. I am the best there is. There's nobody like me, not even God. And so they're thinking, I'm going to chain you and tie your soul. And especially when you have a little resistance in the beginning, they say, I'm going to make you pay for that resistance. So they tie that soul. And one thing about a narcissist, see, you think it's a regular person and it's a regular man. It's almost like a demonic mist. It's sprayed into your face and you inhale that toxicity and it goes through every fiber of your being. And as it travels through your mind, through your heart, bam, bam, bam. These are locks. It's locking things down. And that's why you say, and I hear you, many of you say, but I'm a strong woman, but I'm a strong man. I never let a woman walk over me. I never. And this woman comes in, and I mean, she don't even have heels. She got on flat house shoes, and she walking all over your face, slapping it as she go. And you are saying, what is wrong with me? And then she start to demasculate you, and you think something is wrong, you know, and then you start having a hate for homosexuals because you're thinking, I'm a man, so you hate what is weak because you think that you're strong, but she's demasculating you. Everywhere you go is more than demasculation. She is chaining your soul. There is a soul tie. That's why when she leaves, you start begging. I'm going to change. Things going to change. Just show me what you want. I'll do what you want. I have the kids lined up. And you making all of these promises. Because your soul is chained. And you got the influence. It's called the spirit of persuasion. It's when you persuade someone, when they already locked in their mind, you persuade them beyond their decision, beyond their made up mind, beyond their set mind, beyond their will. Now your will is being captured because he can maneuver you anywhere he wants to, no matter your final thoughts, no matter the decision you make. She always come in and change the goal setting, and she implement what she wants. And your mind think of them all day. All day you're thinking about them. You see something in the store, you're thinking about them. You smell something, you're thinking about them. You look in the grocery store, you think about them. You're cooking the best thing. You're hiring the best cook. You're making sure everything's done. They come home, the bath water is ready. The robe is laying out, and their clothes is that they relax in, lay out. The remote is on the seat. The food is on the table. You quiet the kids so they won't upset them. They come in and walk in the palace and don't appreciate anything because because they have to trauma bond you. Trauma bonding is helping this prison in your mind. It's setting you in that prison. So they traumatize you, then they love you. And this is causing confusion. And this confusion that they call, it's called trauma bonding. They trauma you, they bond you to the trauma. But not only they're bonding you to the trauma, they're bonding your mind to them while you identify the trauma. And you always have hope that I'm going to change. And that's why narcissists, when they know they've lost and they know that you are leaving, you need to look at my video when the supply has had enough. You will know when you come to a finish. But if you don't come to that finish, you're going to forgive them even though they left and they cheated. They look like, baby, I didn't love them. It was only a one-night stand. I was trying to get over you. I was so hurt by what you said. I was so hurt by what you did. I just felt lost, and she was there. I meant to leave, and then she started sweet-talking me, and then I wanted you, so I just pictured you on her head, and then I just went. But afterward, I felt sick. That's why I'm back, babe, because you are the one for me. You are the love of my life. I would never have anyone else. You are my twin flame. It's me and you, baby. Everything we do, we doing together. I would never leave you again. The next week, boyfriend, girlfriend gone. I mean, they are traveling. They got on their traveling shoes. They don't even need a car. I mean, those shoes just traveling next door everywhere, even in the air. And they gone somewhere, and you know that they're cheating. The key is to train you, because the narcissists know their pattern. They've done this, man, 1,000 times. They know they're bad. Some of them know they're bad, and they know they're toxic. They know you see them. They know when the mask fell off, and they make you pay for discovery. And they train and they chain, and they chain your soul to them where you can't leave. They can, but you can't. You can't leave them because you're stuck with them in your mind. You're stuck with them in your head. Your body is orgasmic thinking about them. You want them. They spend time with your body. They explore your body. They explore every fiber of your being, because a narcissist wants to be good at what they do. And a lot of times when you get a narcissist, especially the cerebral ones, they're not interested in sex. So, they make you happy and move on. They probably couldn't even make a full circle. So they don't have to be good. They use the spirit that's with them, the spirit of persuasion. They mesmerize you with their presence. That's why some of you saw the narc and you said, that's the ugliest man, or that's the ugliest woman I've ever seen. I mean, she looked like a walrus. Her teeth was hanging out the door of her car, and that's all you saw. You didn't even see her eyes. You saw her teeth. And next thing you know, you are in that walrus car, just holding those teeth in your hand. Come on here. And so what happens is, when you are trained and chained, things look different. The perception look different. They don't look like a walrus. So you telling everybody, those not teeth. Those not teeth. Those are ivories, which one day I'm going to trade in. I just let them grow so it can be worth a lot of money. Everybody know they teeth but you. Because you're chained. And your mind is chained. And anytime you get a soul tie, what is tied to that soul is the perception of that soul. They can leave and not come back for 6 months. You still have a soul tie because you haven't uprooted that. You haven't went to the recovery zone where you revisit places of lock-in and lockdown. You have to do that with your mind. And many of you feel bad because you think that something is wrong with you because you have to go to therapy. Honey, don't let nobody talk you against a therapist. If you need therapists, you need a psychologist, just make sure that they are NPD skilled, that they understand the narcissist and how he works, and you can go to recovery. Now, you go to a regular therapist or regular psychiatrist, they're going to think something wrong with you because most people don't believe that these people can be this evil, and they are. They are notorious for being wicked and evil. And they want to shame you and hurt you because if you stay in the pain, you're going to lock in the trauma. And there is an author, And I'm going to get this name where he was saying that trauma goes inside of your DNA and it can go inside of your genes. And this is why you can have generational things. Some of you saw what your mother went through, your father went through. Some of you came out of a narcissistic home and you're finding yourself privy to the same prey that your mom was or your dad was, and the same predator. And so you've been going through this because you are just like a magnetic wave. You are drawing that energy to you. You are drawing them to you. And no matter what relationship you came out of, they're all narcissists. And some of you have said, if they're not on board, I'm not interested. Why? Because a real relationship don't have that spirit with them to persuade you, to mesmerize you, to have the hypnotic effect on you. There's additions to this person. They're just not a regular person. They got all of this stuff going on with them, and it's always happening. It's always something. It's always moving. It's always trauma until you just wearing yourself out, trying to keep up with the noise, trying to keep up with the mayhem, and you cannot. You can't keep up with it. It's every day, all day, every day, all day. The time you get a break is when they leave. You finally breathe. Then by the time you take that fresh air in, here they come again. And it's the same thing. And you keep asking yourself, why do I take them back? Why do I take them back when I know this is going to happen? I know what they're going to do. I know what they're going to say. And I know that if I listen to them, I'm going to become weakened again. And each time that you get weak, your weakness go deeper. Your weakness get more tremendous because you're going deeper, because you got more knowledge. So you have to superimpose over the last package of information. You know they're going to leave again. You superimpose over that and you trick yourself into thinking, they ain't going to leave. They are going to stay. And they don't stay. They leave. But each time it's trauma bonding. You're bonding. And your soul is interacting with them. And you are in a soul tie, which leads to soul chaining. When you have a soul that is chained, you have to cut that off. You have to break that off. It's not like putting a key in a lock. They throw away the lock and you have to break it off. You have to cut it off. You have to be very intensive in your decision, very adamant in your decision. You have to be so focused until you would rather have the pain than to have the experience. The experience keep the pain there. Once you break the experience, eventually you can break the pain. You can totally destroy the pain because you can recover and you can recuperate. The longer you stay in, the longer it's going to take to get out, because a true therapist, counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist will go to the root. You have to go to the root. You got to find where it started, and you have to build from that. And they may not have nothing to do with the narcissist that you were with the Stargate, but they are now involved in all of that. And you are trained how to be with a narcissist. You are trained for the pain. You are trained for the devaluation, the idealization. You are trained for the lies, just copious lies. You are trained for all that. And your training keep you trauma bonded and soul tied and mind, and it was not mind, it's soul chain. Because your mind, your will, and your emotions, conscious, subconscious, unconscious realm, all of those dynamics has been infected, and affected by the narcissist. And the narcissist plays no games to lose. They always win. And if they lose, they're going to come back just for the win. And once they win, they're gone. They just don't want to lose. They will destroy everything in your path so they won't lose. They'll destroy anybody in your path so they won't lose. They will traumatize you and make sure your soul is chained. And when your soul is chained, you feel a sense of obligation and responsibility to be hurt again, to lay down and have your face just totally smashed into the ground, to have your life obliterated. you know, just have it torn up. And then after a while, you start feeling sorry for them, pity for them, especially the covert who's going to tell you the saddest story you've ever seen in your life. You know, and you crying, and I mean, your eye hanging out, and you trying to wipe it while it was sitting in your lap. That is from the Lord or the mid law of narcissists. It's just crazy how they can be. And the overt narcissist who blasts you, you can see all of his intent. It is wide open. But what you have to do now, you have to see where your freedom is. You have to know where your deliverance is. You have to understand that soul chaining takes time to unchain. Every thought has an attachment. All of your emotions have an attachment. And your will have an attachment. It's the narcissist attachment, his life skill that he attaches to you to make sure he keeps you. And so when he plays around to make sure you don't go anywhere, he makes sure that your mind is cemented. It takes a powerful tool to break open what is cemented. The narcissist makes sure that your mind is cemented. Soul chaining is soul training. That's why you feel when they're gone. That's why you want them when they're gone. That's why you crave them when they're gone. You want them to come back. Please come back. I won't do it again. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. So if they came back, what are you going to change? You didn't do anything to change. They were always that way. They will be that way. They don't want deliverance. They want supply. They want fuel. And that's all they want. At the end of the day, I know you wish that there could be something else, that they can do something else, and that it can become something else. It won't. What they are, they have become more of. The reason you can't leave is soul chaining. God is a deliverer. I know he is. So do you. But sometimes God will send help that will help you as your destiny helpers, that will help you make it beyond the capture of your mind, the imprisonment of your mind, the lack of air for you to breathe, where you feel like you're choking and your mind is held hostage in the prison that the narcissists have made. And it's all day and every day. Well, I hope you have enjoyed and learned, because I know some of this information is very hard for some of you. And it's hard to enjoy the truth that you don't want to receive. And some of you that received it, you know, we can build it. We can make it. It's not too late. It's not too over. You can always, always come back to who you really, really, really are. Your authentic self. And guess what? You don't know anything about that. But God does. So why don't you write me? DestinyHelper12@gmail.com. DestinyHelper12@gmail.com. Call me. Let's set up some sessions. And if you want to, you can get referrals to a psychiatrist, psychologist, where you feel comfortable. But don't feel bad getting help. Help is what you need to break that soul tie. And you can do it. You're stronger than you think. You're more powerful than you think. And don't be so hard on you, because the narcissist had help. The spirit of persuasion was with them. It wasn't just them. So So don't feel bad. Once again, write me destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. Destinyhelper12s at gmail.com. And I will see you on the next video. Also, my daughter, Dr. Carmen Bryan, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Look her up. She is awesome. Dr. Carmen Bryan, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. She will be a tremendous help to you, and you will be so glad that you tuned into her program. All right. I will see you on the next video.